I'll describe a legend, and you see if you can name it. An ancient society said to be a utopia on Earth, an advanced civilization thousands of years ahead of its time. And at its peak, this magical city is swallowed by the ocean, leaving no trace behind. If you said Atlantis, well, you'd be wrong, because I'm talking about India's fabled city of Dwarka. Scriptures claim that Dwarka is a holy metropolis built by Hindus' greatest god, Lord Krishna himself. The city is said to boast crystal palaces, thousands of temples, and even the advanced knowledge to build flying machines. But in the wake of Krishna's death, the glittering kingdom sinks into the Arabian Sea, and all of its glory fades into myth. I have to confess that I really don't know very much about Krishna. I need kind of Krishna 101 here.
Vedic scriptures say Krishna is the origin of everything that is, and the one who is the supreme personality of God.
Among Hindus, the most supreme being is Krishna. Portrayed as the godchild, the prankster, the lover, and the warrior. So he's everything.
Yes, he's everything.
And so we're very interested in this story of Dwarka. And ancient Dwarka was meant to have been Krishna's city. So how does this place come about?
Krishna was actually 5,000 years ago residing in Mathura. Mathura is Krishna's hometown. It is a place where he was born. That place was attacked by two demons. He wanted to make a city where no man could actually enter, and that's when he erected the fort of Dwarka.
According to legend, Krishna summoned divine powers to erect the towering city of Dwarka, which rose up out of the ocean, surrounded by a massive stone boundary wall to protect the city from invaders. Parijata leads us into the temple's library, which houses thousands of ancient Sanskrit writings. There, she brings out a sacred document known as the Mahabharata that reveals more about Dwarka and its fate.
This is one of the oldest and ancient Vedic scriptures. We are going to just read a little bit here about Dwarka.
And how is Dwarka described?
Dwarka is described as one of the most unique cities in the universe. It actually was an expansion of Krishna's energy. It was a very rich and opulent city. All the buildings were made of gold. They all were skyscrapers, and the tops of these buildings actually were floating in the clouds.
The city and its palaces were festooned with jewels and gems. It is also described as being highly advanced, with cryptic illustrations showing vimanas, or so-called flying machines. It was, quite simply, the grandest city on Earth.
This richness and opulence reflected into its citizens, where everyone was always happy. It was like a utopia.
What becomes of the city of Dwarka?
The boundary wall was broken, and from all the sides, the ocean actually flooded the city with water, and everything was submerged under the ocean.
So, according to legend, ancient Dwarka was submerged by the sea multiple times. They say there was palaces of gold, and it was dripping in wealth.
According to holy manuscripts, the ancient city of Dwarka was built by the Hindu god Krishna himself. Legendary paradise on Earth, a gold-clad city known as ancient Dwarka.
Ancient texts, they talk about how Krishna had built a fortification wall to protect the citizens of Dwarka. One of the most astonishing things that was found here was a seal.
A seal.
It was an identification, kind of like a token, made out of a conch shell.
The seal is extremely old and depicts a three-headed animal. Shockingly, it also aligns to the myth of Dwarka perfectly.
And what's really interesting about this seal is that in the ancient text of the Mahabharata, it was said that Krishna commanded the people of Dwarka to wear a seal.
Around their necks.
Around their necks.
Aha. Legend says these conch shell seals were the calling cards of Dwarka's citizens.